You had talked about doing something like this openly, kind of wished for it. What does it feel like? Obviously, you've been in Mesa, but what does it feel like to be here doing it now? I mean, boots on the ground.
Well, it's nice to be home. It was getting a little warm down in Arizona, but yeah, it should be a great summer. I'm really looking forward to it. The extended spring training went well, but it's time to head north.
What was the decision in deciding to come back to coach?
Well, partially, I did the thing with my son all the way through, and then, he's about done. And so last summer I managed in the Can-Am League in Massachusetts. That was a lot of fun. But after I finished the season, I thought about it, and I really wanted to, spend the summer here in Boise to get the best of both worlds, to be involved in baseball, which, it's about the only thing I know how to do, and then, be home. So, plus, the Cubs are here, and I played there, so it just seemed like a good fit.
Is this something that you're going to continue to just to stay here in Boise, or are you looking to rise up and probably coach at a higher level and all the way up to the major league spot?
I really don't know what I'm going to do right now. Right now I just want to have a good practice today with these guys. Just take it one day at a time, and when the season's over, kind of evaluate it. I mean, I've talked to some people about it. Probably it'd have to be on a major league level. Just being away, minor league job, probably at this point, I probably wouldn't have interest in that. But who knows? Might do this might really enjoy it and just like to stay here.
Bill,
just see.
Bill, you were a major league hitting coach. What's different now than when you're with White Sox?
Well, the player's obviously a little more advanced, but basically it's the same thing. I mean, you're teaching the same things. The experience level now is pretty low on this level, so you can help them a lot. Not only the physical part of it, the hitting, but the mental part, the approaches, and hey, they're gonna scuffle, and dealing with failure in this game is something that you have to be able to do. It's a tough business, and you get beat up every day, and you got to come back to the ballpark the next day ready to go. So it's part of my job, keeping guys upbeat mentally and tell them about the problems and how you work through it.
Is it fun to work with kids at this age? Just because they're learning how to hit with bats, etc.
Yeah, it's actually as just the pure coaching part of it, it's much more rewarding than on the major league level. It's you got kids that are, number one, they listen better, they want to learn, and they work harder. So all the ingredients are there. It's just a matter of getting the right recipe.
What's the difference between working with guys who are in a major league organization versus the independent ball kids that you had last year?
Well, independent ball, it's just one thing. It's all about winning. So you don't have to worry about how many innings the pitcher pitches or how many innings the player plays. It's just all about winning, which it's more like it is on the major league level. So I enjoyed that part of it. You don't have all the reports to do every day, and I enjoyed it.
Can you talk about the new approach the Cubs want to take at the plate with these guys? How has that been received? And
the new approach?
Yeah, just taking more pitches.
Yeah,
finding your pitch.
Yeah, it's something that it's important to the organization, and so we started in day one, spring training, and it's not that that we're looking for walks, but it's basically gets back the same. They get a good pitch, take a good swing, but they're paying pretty strict attention to it. You keep charts every day and make them aware of pitches that they chase that they shouldn't have, and it's tough. It's tough to get that fine line where you're aggressive. You're up there to get a hit. You should be, from the first pitch that you get in there, because pitchers are taught to throw strikes, get ahead of the hitter. So, guys that are good first ball hitters usually are pretty good. But on the other hand, if you're chase a slider in the dirt the first pitch, You know, that's not good either. So they just got to practice it on a daily basis. Even batting practice, they swing a pitch, it's a bad pitch, we got to tell them, and then they keep charts, the players individually, and then plus all the reports we do. You know, you look at the Cubs. I mean, their hitting coach got fired yesterday basically because, you know, they weren't getting on base. I mean, they weren't taking any walks and not showing any improvement. So, you know, if the Major League hitting, they think it's important enough for the Major League hitting coach to get fired, I think on this level, I better make sure they swing at strikes.
Bill, Mark talked about a new approach from the Cubs organization regarding hitting. Can you expound on that at all?
Well, that's pretty much what we're talking about. It's you know, trying to hit the ball straight away. But the main thing is you know, just getting a strike to hit. You know, but that hasn't changed. But you know, I mean, there's been a lot of good bad ball hitters. You know, Yogi Berra, and you know, even myself. I didn't walk that much. You know, if I had to do it all over, I'd have been a little bit more selective. It's not that easy to do. You don't find that many guys that you know, walk 90 or 100 times and hit 300. It's a tough combination. But you know, if you just make improvements. I mean, you know, you get some of these kids that play in the summer league and get you know, over 200 bats and get, you know, 4 or 5 walks. Well, that's not good. You know, I mean, they don't have to get 100, but you know, guys, you know, and usually, you know, rallies start around, you know, guys walk a couple guys, or you know, there's a walk and an error, and you know, that's usually indicates a big inning run scored. So, you know, they are important. So it's that fine line of being aggressive but selective.
What did you learn when you were coming up through the minors? Was there one thing you put above others that was the best thing you learned when you were a player?
I think, you know, having Lasorda as a manager in the rookie league, you know, that you just compete to the maximum level. You know, the winning. You know, that's what baseball, professional baseball, is all about, is winning. So I was fortunate to have him, and the, you know, work ethic. You know, we were out, you know, taking extra batting practice every day. You know, stay there literally all day and just work at getting better. And you know, it's so structured for these kids nowadays, and you know, with the way they come up, and you know, even when they're little league and stuff, you don't see kids out playing at the playground anymore, playing baseball. It's so structured, you know, all these different leagues and whatever. So, you know, I like to have fun, you know, but when you win, it's a lot more fun.
Coach, going back to this team, any of the guys really standing out? Do you have a batting order in mind, at least 1 through 4, or can you tell us about some of these players?
Well, I don't know exactly. I don't make out the lineup, but I would say that Mark has a pretty good idea of who's hitting where. We've got a really young team. I mean, our third baseman's 18, shortstop's 19, second baseman's 19, first baseman's 20, catcher's 19. Very young. I would say, you know, there's a couple guys that really